Community Goal Guide for September 21st, 3303. No combat goals this time. We've got some Thargoid matters to take care of before their arrival next week. This CG determines where everyone will be able to buy Thargoid-related tech, so if you're in the bubble, make sure to swing by and chip in. Every tier reached opens up a new economy type, so every bit counts. Anyways, 2 locations this week. Let's jump into it. First location is Obsidian Orbital in the Maia system, 435 light years out from last week's CG location. Be careful while you're there. I hear they have ants. The mission is to deliver unknown technology samples, unknown resin, computer components, and resonating separators to Professor Palin. All unknown materials can be collected from any Thargoid sites. We'll get back to that in a minute. If you'd rather not visit the Thargoids this week, no problem. You can pick up computer components from Alcazar's Hope, 4 light years away from Merope. Or is it Merope? Whatever, doesn't matter. Just a heads up, this is a planetary base. If you're not a fan of planetary bases, the next closest port is Weyn dock at 64 Arietis, 176 light years away. Both ports have L-size pads. Next location is Awyra Flirble in Eurybia, 113 light year away from last week's CG, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. The independent port is controlled by Blue Mafia, so if you need the rep for that engineer, make sure to hold off on selling your discovery data until you get here. The mission is to deliver unknown technology samples, unknown biological matter, ancient relics, and explosives. Explosives can be found at Watt Port in Enayex, 10 light years away. Watt Port has L pads. Now for the unknown items. If you're new to UAs and Thargoid sites, this might be a lot at once, but I'll try to keep it simple. If you haven't been to a Thargoid site before, I'd suggest going to one first so it appears in your nav panel. Once you've been there and scanned the unknown uplink devices, it'll be in your nav once you're in range of the planet next time. I put the coords in the description, but you'll have to fly there manually the first time. If you're playing with other people, I'd check in local to see if anyone can Weyn with you and put up a Weyn beacon. It'll probably make things a lot easier. Once you've arrived and have it in your nav panel, you can head out to grab a UA. But if it's your first time here, take a minute to look around and enjoy it. There's many places to get a UA. I've had good luck with HIP 14479. I'd recommend bringing an AFMU if you can fit it. After you arrive at HIP 14479, travel out to about 150 LS and orbit around the star. It doesn't have to be exact as long as you're further than 150 LS. It might take a few minutes for the signal source to appear. You want Anomaly Detected Threat 4. Don't worry, it's not actually a threat. Be careful when you drop in. If you hit the UA, you'll destroy it, and you'll have to jump out and orbit again. Once you're there, go ahead and scoop it. Your ship will now start corroding as long as you have the UA in your cargo. Plot her out for the closest site and get there quick. Remember, you can flip off modules and repair them with your AFMU while you're flying if you need to. The most important module is your cargo scoop. The scoop gets to 75%, you could start failing, and then you could drop your cargo, including the UA. Keep this at 100% if possible. Now that you've landed at the Thargoid site, get in your SRV as soon as you can and transfer the UA to the SRV cargo. Drive up to the entrance, which will now open with the UA. You can find the unknown cargo you need for both CGs in this area. Keep in mind you'll need the UA to open the door again from the outside. If you leave without bringing the UA with you, you'll be locking yourself out. If you get lost while you're here, remember the entrances will always go uphill and other areas go downhill. Keep in mind the other unknown items will also corrode your ship. It might be a good idea to drop them by your ship and wait to transfer them to your ship cargo right before you're about to leave. When you're loaded up, head back to either port and sell unknown items on the black market. Make sure not to sell the UAs if you brought any. They can have negative effects on the station, which could impact the CG. Well, that was a long one, but hopefully it's helpful. I'll put all stations and points of interest in the video description. As always, feel free to leave a comment with any questions, and I'll try to help if I can. That's it for me this week. Have fun, and fly informed.